stop! Before you walk up to that ATM this week, I need you to watch this first. Because what's changing in Canada in 2026 affects every single CPP and OAS pensioner in this country, and most people have absolutely no idea it's coming. I'm talking about new ATM rules that could freeze your access to your own money if you don't take action right now. Stay with me, because this could be the most important 4 minutes you spend all year. Welcome back to Credit Smart Canada. I'm glad you're here today, and I mean that, because this channel exists for one reason: to make sure Canadians like you, people who worked hard their whole lives, who paid into the system, who did everything right, don't get blindsided by changes that the banks aren't exactly rushing to explain to you. So let's get into it. Here's what's happening. Canada's major financial institutions, in coordination with updated federal guidelines rolling out through 2026, are changing how ATM transactions are verified, monitored, and in some cases, restricted. These changes are tied to a broader push around fraud prevention and financial security, which sounds great on paper. And honestly, the intentions behind it aren't bad. But the way it's being rolled out, that's where pensioners are getting caught off guard. Here's the core of it. Banks are now implementing what's called enhanced transaction monitoring for accounts that receive regular government deposits. And yes, that includes your CPP and your OAS. The system is designed to flag unusual withdrawal patterns. But here's the problem nobody's talking about. The algorithm doesn't know your life. It doesn't know that you take out a little extra cash in December for the grandkids. It doesn't know that you withdrew more than usual last month because your furnace broke. All it sees is a number that looks different from your normal pattern, and it can put a hold on your card, right at the ATM, in the cold, with groceries to buy. This is not a scare tactic. This is already happening in isolated cases, and with the full rollout in 2026, the net gets wider. So let's talk about what you actually need to do to protect yourself, because that's why you're here. First, update your contact information with your bank. This sounds almost too simple, but it is the #1 reason people get locked out and can't get back in quickly. When the fraud system flags your card, the bank's first move is to call you or send a verification text. If your phone number on file is old, if your email is outdated, if your mailing address hasn't been updated since you moved 3 years ago, you are not getting that call, and your card stays frozen until you physically walk into a branch and prove who you are. For anyone dealing with mobility challenges, that is a serious problem. Go online, call your bank, or walk in this week and confirm everything is current. That one step alone can save you enormous headache. Second, set up a pre-authorized notice with your branch around your regular spending habits. Many Canadians don't know this is even an option. You can actually speak with a bank advisor and note in your account profile that you regularly withdraw a certain range each month. This creates what's essentially a flag in the opposite direction. It tells the monitoring system that your behavior is expected and intentional. It doesn't eliminate the possibility of a hold, but it dramatically reduces the chance of one happening on a normal Tuesday when you just need cash for your weekly groceries. Third, consider keeping a small secondary account at a different institution. Now, I'm not saying move all your money. I'm saying that in 2026, having a backup is smart. If your primary account gets flagged and your card gets restricted, having access to even a few $100s somewhere else means you're not stranded. A no-fee account at a credit union works perfectly for this. You don't need much in it. You just need the option. Fourth, and this is important for anyone who uses someone else to help manage their banking, whether that's a family member, a caregiver, a trusted friend, make sure that person is formally authorized on your account, not just someone who knows your PIN. Formally authorized, because if your card gets flagged and you need someone to go to the branch on your behalf, they cannot do anything without that authorization in writing. Banks are tightening up on this too in 2026, and rightfully so from a fraud standpoint. But if you haven't done the paperwork, your helper has no legal standing at that counter. Now let me address something I know some of you are thinking. You might be wondering, why is this specifically hitting CPP and OAS recipients harder than other account holders? And the honest answer is that regular government deposits create a very predictable pattern in your account. The system learns that pattern fast, which means any deviation, even a perfectly reasonable one, stands out more sharply than it would in an account with variable income. The very consistency that makes your pension reliable is also what makes the monitoring system more sensitive to changes. It's one of those situations where the system isn't targeting you. It's just not built with your reality in mind. There's also a secondary change worth knowing about. Some banks are reducing the default daily ATM withdrawal limit for accounts that haven't been actively managed or reviewed in the past 24 months. Again, this is pitched as a security measure. But if you haven't spoken to anyone at your bank in a couple of years, you may find yourself at a machine trying to take out your usual amount and being declined not because of a fraud flag, but simply because your limit has quietly been reduced. The fix is simple. Call your bank, confirm your daily withdrawal limit, and if it's been lowered, request to have it restored to a reasonable amount. Most banks will do this immediately once you ask, but you have to ask. Look, I'll be honest with you. The banking system in Canada is not designed to be cruel, but it is designed to be efficient, and efficiency sometimes means that edge cases, people whose lives don't fit neatly into an algorithm, get squeezed. And pensioners, seniors on fixed incomes, people who deserve the most protection, often end up being those edge cases. That's exactly why Credit Smart Canada exists. Because you deserve information that's actually useful, delivered straight, without jargon, without someone trying to sell you something. Just the truth about what's changing and what to do about it. So here's your action list before I let you go. Call your bank this week and confirm your contact information is up to date. Ask your bank advisor to note your typical spending range in your account. Consider opening a small backup account at a secondary institution. Make sure anyone helping you with banking is formally authorized. And confirm your daily ATM withdrawal limit hasn't been quietly adjusted. Do those 5 things, and you are significantly better protected than the vast majority of Canadians who are going to be blindsided by this in the coming months. If this video helped you today, please share it, especially with someone you know who's on CPP or OAS. A share from you might save someone real stress, and that matters. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, because Credit Smart Canada is dropping more content this year to help you stay ahead of exactly these kinds of changes. And drop a comment below. I genuinely read them. Tell me if your bank has already contacted you about any of this, or if you've already run into an ATM issue recently. Your experience helps this whole community. Take care of yourself, Canada. You've earned it.